How do you feel like practice was today with kind of some of the distractions going on?
We practiced really well today. Everybody's communicating, everybody's high energy. Everybody's flying around, offense, defense, special teams, and it's just one of the stages we have to go through throughout the course of the week. We just gotta stay uplifted, keep the tempo going, and keep playing for each other, and then let it lead into Saturday.
With all the with Ryan out for the first half, how does that impact you? Do you try to be more of a leader? What do you do back there?
Definitely. He's our leader in our back end. We go to him about everything, and with him out just for that first half, just guys just got to come in and step in and just make plays. Just something that we preach. If a guy, it's no other than him blowing his knee out or anything like that. So just guys got to be ready, prepared, be ready, be hungry to get in the game, and then while they're in the game, just don't get wide eyed, just make plays.
Find it early on in the week with starting in Randolph's spot.
Definitely. Like I said, it's another opportunity for him to step in, and to make plays. And with Randolph being out in the first half, he just got to come in, do his assignment, do his job, and just play for each other, and then hopefully just come out with a win.
You guys have handled some on-field adversity this year and been able to overcome it, whether it's South Carolina or whatever. But how do you handle the adversity this week?
We just approach it like another week. We don't let that stuff get to us. We're not worried about that. We're here to play football, and we can't, like I said, we can't worry about the stuff that doesn't pertain to the field. So we just got to come out, like I said, be prepared, be eager, be ready to hunt. All aspects of the game, just hopefully come out with a win.
Do you feel like this is a mentally strong football team?
Definitely. We don't let things get to us, and through all the adversity that we go through, it bonds us. It brings us together, and we're a tight-knit family. So.
Can you expect any of this to be a distraction, or is this maybe a rallying point for you guys?
Definitely not a distraction. Like I said, we're here to play football. We don't let that stuff get to us. That stuff we don't concern ourselves with. Like I said, just come out, prepare, get ready throughout the course of the week, and then let it lead into Saturdays.
Obviously, with one of your leaders maybe not around, you feel like you need to maybe kind of step into more of a leadership role, maybe be more of an energy guy than maybe you are.
Definitely. He is our leader. Just like I said, it's another opportunity for guys just to step in, be leaders. Get guys motivated, get guys energized, ready to practice, and let it lead over to the games.
So what have you seen from Missouri? Obviously, they had a lot of pretty good receivers last year. And
definitely.
The other night.
Matty Mock back there makes plays. He got great receivers on the outside. The line's very physical. They get out there and they got two great backs back there. That make plays for them. So. They sling the ball around and they have balance around as well. So we just got to do a great job of just putting our eyes on our keys, play our style of football and limit those explosive plays and things like that.
As a secondary, you guys are going to go half without Brian back there. Just what's his value and kind of what you see from TK this week?
Definitely. Brian's our leader back there in the secondary. And we go to him about everything, whether it's football or anything else. And for TK, it's just another opportunity for him to step in, to make plays. He's not letting it get to him that he's out for a half. He just come in, get ready, prepare for the week like any other week. It's no other different than Randolph getting hurt and then TK has to step in. So we're looking at it like that, and TK's gonna be ready to play. So.
Cameron, you may have mentioned already, but not just with Randolph not being there for the first half, with AJ not being out there too potentially, with the communication issue. How much of that do y'all have to step up and kind of different guys step up and communicate?
Communication is a big part of what everybody does. We just got to do a better job of just communicating even more. Just play for each other. Get everybody lined up, do our job, do our assignment, and let everything fall into play. We just got to go out there and make plays. Limit their offense to making explosive plays, where they're dynamic. They have a dynamic offense and they're able to make the quick plays. So we just got to limit that and just play our style of game.
With the way they go to another no huddle, spread, hurry up, all that stuff, any concerns about getting those calls in, getting them right, getting everybody where they need to be?
Definitely not. My coach side does a great job with just signaling the calls in. It's just our job, just as the whole defensive unit, just get each other lined up. It's no different than any other guy just getting hurt. Another guy just stepping into that role. So, like I said, guys are going to be more focused. Guys are going to be eager to play, just going to be hungry and ready to hunt on Saturday.
How about strictly from an energy standpoint? Nothing off the field, strictly on the field, with the way that some of those guys who aren't going to be out there, they're a lot of your energy guys. They're a lot of the hype guys around here. You mean it's not going to be different, trying to get everyone getting fired up without a couple of those guys?
No, sir, I don't think so. we know we have to bring energy every day, and we feed off of energy. We feed off each other's energies, and even when we're playing on Saturdays, we got the crowd and things like that. We get hyped and we get into it. So with those guys missing, we got to do a better job of just getting each other energized, getting each other hyped, and being prepared throughout the week and let it lead over to the games.
So it's been a business as usual week?
Yes, sir, definitely. Yes, sir.
Thanks, Cam.
I guess all that being said, I'm sure you've probably been asked this already, but what's it like just not having AJ there on senior day?
It's no different. It's just like if he was to get injured. Another guy just had to step in and take part in that role. And it's just approaching like another business week. We don't concern ourselves with things off the field. We're here to play football. So we just got to prepare ourselves, be ready to go and hunt on Saturday.
How does Missouri's wide receiver corps compare this year to last year? One question.
They lost a couple guys last year, but they're still dynamic this year. They're big on the outside. They block well. They play for each other, and then they go up there and attack the ball. They're all around complete receivers. Just our job just to limit those explosive plays, and just hope to come out and win on Saturday.
Cam, you guys have already surpassed last year's sack total. I know the guys up front get a lot of the credit. Some of those have been coverage sack. Could you just talk about the contribution you guys have made to the sack total?
It's just complimentary football. Everybody's tied on the string. The defensive line, get pressure for us and help us make plays, but we also help them make plays as well. We just gotta keep playing for each other. We don't credit to the one guy or just getting a sack or getting a pick or anything like that. We credit it as a whole defensive thing because we all had to work together to get that opportunity done. So we praise each other, even if it's a single person, accolade. But like I said, we play for each other and applaud each all.
What have you seen from guys that could be the next man up? Whether it be Jakob Johnson or Todd Kelly stepping in for Brian, what have you seen from those guys so far?
They're eager and they're ready to go. Like I said earlier, it's nothing more than a guy getting hurt. They have to step in that role. Just another opportunity to go out there on Saturday and showcase what they do their job, play well in the system, play for each other, and play for this program.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks,
No
Cam.
problem.